Hello everyone, I'm Tim from Tim's PC and I build custom PCs to suit anyone's needs or budget. Also live stream my builds and repairs for transparency and educational purposes. So if you'd like to get an awesome new PC and you'd like to see it get put together live, send me a message today. Alright, so we're back here tonight, we're building Matt's PC and someone was asking me about 4060 Ti's the other night, and I said, look, I don't like to say too much about it until I see it for myself. The main thing that it has as an advantage over 30 series cards like the 3060 Ti, the 3070 and the 3070 Ti. The thing that this one has that the others don't is DLSS 3.0. So that's NVIDIA's sort of ace in the hole. If you don't know what DLSS is, basically if I can explain it to you really simply in less than 30 seconds, okay? Basically think of it as it allows the card to send 1080p worth of pixels to your 1440p monitor, and then it uses an AI algorithm to fill in the missing pixels to upscale that 1080p signal in real time. That's a really simple way to think about it. Alright, so look, let's get stuck right into it tonight. So we've got the i7 12700F 12 core 20 thread CPU. We have a Gigabyte B760 DS3H AX motherboard. We have 32 gigabytes of RAM, 3200 megahertz CL16 memory. We've got a 2 terabyte PNY Gen 3 NVMe SSD. We've got the aforementioned RTX 4060 Ti. I believe this is a Gigabyte gaming OC model. Yes, 4060 Ti gaming OC from Gigabyte. We have a 240mm all-in-one liquid cooler here, the Deepcool LS520, and we're going to be putting it in another newish product. It's more of a facelift product, and this is Deepcool's Matrexx 55 case, which we've featured a few times before, but this is the version 3. So this is their latest edition, and so basically it's got a different front panel on it. It's got the same chassis that we're familiar with from other Matrexx 55 builds, but it has a nice LED bar down the front here and 3 pre-installed I should say, RGB fans. So it's going to look pretty good. We've got the Deepcool cooler there. I should have a spare black Deepcool fan that we can chuck in here, right here as well. So that'll go on the back there. The coolers will be mounted to the top there. So the 240mm all-in-one liquid cooler there. This liquid cooler's got a 5-year warranty. Same with the NVMe SSD, 5-year warranty. You've pretty much got a 5-year warranty on your RAM as well. And the power supply, the only thing I haven't talked about is the same one from the other night. It's the Asus TUF Gaming 750 watt 80 plus bronze, and it has a 6-year warranty. Let's get stuck right into it. So we'll have a look at this motherboard because it's a relatively new release board. So let us have a look and see what we get on this relatively budget ATX motherboard here. So we've got 8 pins of CPU power. As you can see, we've got a heatsink here on the MOSFET VRM, so that's good. You definitely need that. Exposed up the top here on these little co-processors and stuff, probably not going to be a problem. As you can see, you wouldn't strap the 13900 KS onto this motherboard, but when using Intel F series CPUs or non-leaded CPUs, this is potentially a good way to go. So we'll have a look at this. I'll be keen to see how it handles in the stress test. I've been assured by one of my colleagues that it actually goes pretty well, so I'm willing to put my money where my mouth is with it. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fan headers on this motherboard. We've got obviously dual channel memory. We've got 4 RGB headers, 2 5V, 2 12V. What's that there? OC pins. Okay, so it's got some memory OC pins to activate that. That's interesting. I wouldn't have thought there'd be too much in the way of overclocking features on the UD motherboard, but anyway, that is there. That's kind of interesting. Obviously our 24-pin ATX power there. We've got USB 3, we've got USB-C, we've got 4 SATA ports there. We have the blank panels there where our Thunderbolt ports would go if it had Thunderbolt. Down the bottom, obviously our front panel connections. We've got, is that a reset button? Yeah, reset button. Clear CMOS pins, 2 little pins above the front panel connections, 2 USB 2s, trusted platform module, a demo LED button, a COM connector, SPI-DIF connector, and front panel audio connectors. So we've got our little gold capacitors down here. These are the audio capacitors. And in the middle here we've got 2 M2 slots.
Yes, the fluffiest of nows.
And then I guess the only other section before we move on to the rear I/O, the only other thing to talk about is our PCIe setup. So, just as an FYI, these ports here, all of these slots, all of these black slots, even though they're X16 length, they are only X1. So we zoom in nice and close. Right. Can you see how the pins don't go any further than where my finger is? Right, if you look like down here. Yeah. So they're actually only connected like little X1 slots. So even though they're that long, it's actually like having 4 of those small little ones. So just be aware if you're plugging X4 cards in here, like say if you wanted to plug in a, say if you were like, oh, I wanna put in a NVMe card, like the ones that allow you to add extra M2 slots to your motherboard. If you plug it into any of these slots down here, that will be bottlenecked as an X1. Whereas these slots here, the M2 slots, these are essentially X4 slots. So just be aware of that. Most people pretty much just plug their graphics card in, and as long as you've got built-in Wi-Fi, you probably won't even need any of these other slots at all. So, Fluffy Mao, he's coming around here to mark his territory and show his fluffy bum to everyone. Alright, are you ready to give this a go? Possibly. There we go. Sweet. And is that a post? Very good. So, original BIOS on this board, so we're going to go ahead and update that. See how she goes. Okay, so that number there below RAM is how many frames per second it's currently running at. Well, let's see how well it's optimized. Yes, very good. Well, that all looks to be running fine there. So the next benchmark we'll run is called Valley. It's a more demanding benchmark. And we're also going to run it on higher settings, so Ultra, Max Anti-Aliasing. Alrighty. So that went pretty well for Valley there. For what it is. And superposition. And so this benchmark here is a 4K benchmark. The other two were 1080. So this will be a bit lower, but like I said, this one here will give DLSS 3.0 time to shine. I mean, we haven't dipped below 60 frames per second here at 4K, so that's good. I feel like we're still missing some optimizations here for this benchmark especially compared to Heaven. If you're curious, feel free to jump on the YouTube channel and have a look back through the live streams for one where we've got an RTX 3060 Ti, 3070 and 3070 Ti, because they're the comparisons. Because this is a refresh of the same GPU as those three cards are based on. So this is like the new model. Very good. Okay. Alrighty, so we are now at the end of the night. And this is where we do our final stress test. This is the part that the cat will like the most because it'll start to generate a bit of heat. So yeah, this is where I'll throw it over to anyone else who's got any other final questions for me before I sign off. Now is your chance to ask. Fluffy Mao will be happy now because the heater's on. And so now he's going to be getting nice warm air blowing onto him. He'll probably go to sleep now, I think. Yes, Facebook's the best place to contact me because it's instant messaging and stuff like that. Alternatively, you can also email me. So it's just Tim's PC, all lowercase, one word, at tpg.com.au. Alright, well I think that's probably it for the night. So thanks everyone for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Hello everyone, this is Buddy, aka the Fluffy Mao. The Fluffy Mao would like to know why you have not subscribed to the Tim's PC YouTube channel. You obviously like our videos, so do us a huge favour and subscribe.